This is the last moments of a detachment battle. 2 players left on either team, OI and a 64 on the enemy team, and Lodge and Sergeant Schultz and the Cromwells on ours. Schultz has gone after the OI, he's determined to get him, but the two of them have become separated, so Lodge gets ambushed by the Type 64, comes around and engaged, rams him but loses so much strength in the ram that he loses out in the gun battle. Meanwhile, Schultz has come around and he keeps moving and he's after this 64, and it turns out that a Cromwell B is better going forward than a 64 going backwards. Schultz just keeps moving and keeps moving until the 64 dies, and then just quietly goes about his business to finish off the OI. Good example of somebody keeping their heads when the rest of the team have lost theirs. Good job. Good job. This next one is Pargumi in the M5 Stuart on Ruinberg. I'm not going to give any commentary here, I'm just going to let the drums do the talking. This is an advanced course in seal plating. That was a very impressive performance. That was 10 kills for Bargumi, so I hope you were paying attention. That was worth seeing, I think. This is a completely different battle. This is the M41 Walker Bulldog with the 90mm, commonly referred to as the gluten-free, available, or was available, from the World of Tanks shop as a premium tank. Now, this is jobbing tier 8 tank in a tier 10 match, where in most circumstances the role of a light tank in these kind of matches is to simply spot the enemy and hopefully assist in other ways damaging tanks, but letting most of the work being done, of course, by the tier 9s and 10s in any game. But here Jobbin defies all expectations and farms an enormous amount of damage using his tank from a particularly interesting position. Now, he knows exactly where he's going. He's following, in this case, the SP1C and the Batchat into the castle on Erlenberg, but he dives down near the water and then makes the hill. Now, I think in later versions of this game, some of this cover's been removed from this hill, so I'm not sure this is all entirely possible anymore. But Jobbin grabs the hill. There's actually an enemy tank on the other side, but it looks like he's run away for some reason. Not really sure why. So Jobbin tries to spot the enemy for his team, and he's doing a fair old job here, but the enemy almost plays into his hands. So here we go, Death Star, 215B. He just uses his gun depression and the cover that has been afforded to him by this terrain just to farm damage. And that's all he does from this position. He just spots the enemy and just grabs as much damage as he can. The issue being, of course, that eventually if he keeps farming damage at this rate, he will run out of ammunition, you would think. Now, he's already taken 1,000 damage here, or dealt 1,000 damage, and he just aims very, very carefully through the double bush kind of principle, behind one tree and through another, so the enemy can't really spot him. And he's just farming 260, 300 damage every time he fires. And there he goes. There's a 215B. He didn't kill it, but he took as much damage as he could out of it. This is the Waffenträger Tier 8. That's his first kill. And then across his front comes the STB-1. Now, we'll catch up with him later, but he disappears. Now, this is the IS-3. Now, watch how he cripples this tank and then just farms it. So he's tracked him, aims carefully at his front, looking for those weak spots. Now, you'll watch the STB-1 running across his front, but he disappears quite quickly. And the Batchat artillery flies across him, running away as fast as he can. The STB-1's still out there. We'll come across him a little bit later. Impressive tank, that one. Jobbin sticks a round into him, and I think he's pissed him off. The IS-3 gets taken out by Jobbin. That's his second kill. And he's looking now for more targets. There's the Waffenträger Tier 9. Now he's down to 11 AP shells. Now 10. He reloads with HE. And basically puts that Waffenträger out of business, because I think the next shot another tank gets him. Yes. So that one's gone. He's farmed as much damage from this side of the map as he can, and now he's off. He's off to the other side. Now the cap is under attack. There's a AMX CDC, an RU-251 and a T-69 that are threatening the cap. They're pretty heavily opposed, but the question is by no means decided, so he rushes back in order to give as much help as possible. But the enemy pretty much has evaporated by the time he gets there, and so he continues to advance. Now the question is he going to go across the other side of the river? Now you will notice he's still got HE loaded, which is very interesting. I think he's keeping his best ammunition, his AP, and his gold ammunition, his heat. for those circumstances in which he still might come across where there's a very large heavy tank that he needs to deal with. So he's using HE. At least he'll inflict damage. Even if he doesn't kill a tank, he'll still inflict damage. But he comes across the RU-251, aims carefully, and goodbye Irene. Thanks for coming. Now there's a tank on top of that hill which he just pokes around. There's the 61, Type 61, the Japanese Tier 9. But never quite. 61's a little bit too clever for him and he doesn't get a shot on him. But the 54 comes around and knocks him off from behind. Yeah, tank on top of the hill, shoots, misses. Well, here he goes. He's now got to cross that ridge line in order to get at the enemy. But there's only 4 of them left. And so he knows he's got the game won. But at this point he's got 3,300 or 3,400 damage, which is fantastic in a tank like this. Down to 6 HE rounds. Sees the Batchat, misses him, but does some kind of splash damage. Rams him. Now this was surprising to me. I would have thought the M41 Bulldog had come out second best or something like that, but as it turns out, no, not so much. Now, Jobbin is turning around and he gets taken out by that STB-1. Look at that. So the STB's followed him across the map and basically done the job. But by this stage, the game's over. The enemy's just all evaporated. So that's a terrific job. Good job, Jobbin. Yeah, I made a joke. See you next time.